Welcome to another Let's Talk About Boyz Teen Dating Violence Awareness and Prevention series tutorial. And in this segment, we're going to share with you, we're actually going to go through the entire instructor's guide so you can kind of learn your way around the material. It is very simple, and this will help you get started. On page 2 of your guide, we have a table of contents, and the beauty about this table of contents, not only do you have the instructor's guide table of contents, but you also have your participants table of contents participants guide table of contents, so that you can direct your participant from your guide specifically. Also, you have your quick start instructions on page 5 for those who just want to get started right away. We also have a disclaimer that any of the Empowered to Inspire Solutions Publishing, who published this guide or these materials, are intended for educational purposes only and does not provide legal or clinical advice regarding treatment of any individual case or substitute for the services of qualified professionals. So if you see a situation where a child may need some assistance beyond you, then you may want to refer to the social worker, especially if you're in a school setting, or if you're dealing with a child in a ministry, you may want to consult with a parent, and or to recommend maybe some local therapists or doctors in your area. There's nothing wrong with that. The information in this manual is compiled from a variety of sources, most acknowledged in the reference section of this guide. So if you want to know where we cited a lot of the information that's in this guide, you can just go to the reference section in the back of the book, back of the guide. Empower Solutions and its affiliates does not endorse any specific agency, organization, product, or service. In this manual, such resources are included for information and educational purposes only. Empower to Inspire Solutions Publishing Company and any of its affiliates assume no responsibility for claims, warranties, views, or opinions of any manufacturer, company, service, or individual. Now, here on page 5 and 6, we've already shared with you some of the features and a little bit about the series. But here on page 6, we have a quick start process that you can use to get you going. Also, we have a scheduling suggestions for organizations, actually parents that we had suggested, schools, community organizations, and or ministries. Now, in some cases, depending on the school district, some school districts allow this series to go on during school as an elective. You have some schools that provide this program or program as a mandatory elective, meaning before they graduate a specific school, whether it's a junior high or high school, they must have this series. And some schools, a lot of them try to get it in 9th and the 10th grade. And one reason being is that you have teens that are starting dating as young as 10, 11, 12 years of age. So the sooner you can get this, connect with these teens about this particular topic when it comes to teen dating violence and awareness and prevention, the earlier the better. So you have a schedule here that you can utilize at any given time, and these are just suggestions that you may want to use. Now, the quick start only consists of you ordering your materials, Select a location where you want to have your sessions, whether it's at home, in the community, at a community organization, or in a church or school. You can find a list of all of what you need in each section of the guide, and we're going to show you that. Each session has kind of like a lesson plan, and it gives the instructor, which is the parent, the minister, the teacher, organization facilitator, a list of what you may need for each session, so that way you don't have to go all over the place trying to figure out what you need. So that's it for this segment. Thank you for joining me, and we look forward to connecting with you in our, or continue on in this video. Now, a couple things I wanted to point out in this video is just being cognitive of aware of the statistics as it relates to the prevalence of dating violence and also human trafficking. And we provided a lot of statistics that warrants the importance of having of providing this type of information to your tween and teen girls. And one thing I did wanted to point out that we need to also look at is that violent behavior often begins between 6th and 12th grade. 72% of 13 and 14-year-olds are dating, believe it or not. And I know a lot of us parents, we're in denial of that, but it's a reality that our kids are indulging in adult behavior. And unfortunately for them, they're not emotionally equipped to be able to handle that kind of behavior, and that's what gets them in trouble. And so if that's happening, then we have that dilemma to work with, but then we also have the dilemma of that we have more and more children, especially girls, being subjected to abuse. And so that's so important. It's broken down actually into two components. The first component is a Let's Talk About Boys prevention component, which is awareness and prevention, component, which each topic discusses all that goes into that as it relates to awareness and prevention. And then the empowerment component, which provides the self-esteem applications and also journaling. Now the curriculum is divided. Each the curriculum model or each session model is broken, or its cognitive cycle model is broken down into 3 dynamics. Each session gives the girls an opportunity to define, recognize, and identify whatever they're talking about. So let's say they're talking about sexual trafficking. They'll learn how to define, recognize, and identify pretty much the essential aspects of that topic, and that leads up to healthy relationships and also safety, and that is so important.